Hello, thanks for having me one more time. This is Jorge Marvor Alvarado Bermudez to talk about things that I believe and I hope is important topic to talk about it. There's so many things is going on, especially in the political arena, not only in the United States where I live, talking from, but also overseas, all over the world. There's a lot of things going on. New world order, that's what we have now. Another new world order, the third one actually in the human history. This one in special differ from the other two. We all know that. You don't have to be expert in politics or international relations to understand the difference between the New World Order and that one, or those two ones in the past. This one includes a lot of changes, globally speaking. International community understood once that we are not doing well. We live in an unfair country, an unfair world, and we have to make a lot of changes. That include also educational system, not only in one country but worldwide. History is one of the things that international community and this new movement is taking very seriously. A lot of changes taking part of it. And I'm just thinking about the Vikings. The new version about the Vikings and the discovery of the Viking 1,000 years ago in North America, specifically in Canada, and the area that we call Newfoundland. Despite so many doubt about the presence of the Vikings in North America, so international community, let's say, probably just some group in a specific, been trying to implement this part of the history. It's no good thing to cross Christopher Columbus. We know there's a lot of evidence that Christopher Columbus was here. Actually, the whole world was changed. It was different one since Christopher Columbus' arrival in America. And we were also talking about the evidence that suggests the Vikings were here in America. Investigation, they categorize the evidence in two. One is primary and the other one is the secondary. The evidence we have that Vikings were here once, 1,000 years ago, it doesn't fit to once required. The primaries couldn't be considered primary but secondary. It was actually based on the artifacts, arrows and things like that, also some couple of construction built with the Viking style. That's the base for the scientists and many other sources, including the journalists, suggest Viking was actually, for sure, present in America 1,000 years ago. But as I said, it doesn't reach the category of primary evidence, but the secondary ones. It's not too surprised about that. As I said, a lot of changes taking part in the New World Order. You will remember also, it wasn't a long time ago, but the Egyptian government it was suing Netflix because the movie they were working on it was about the history of Cleopatra, the pharaoh in Egypt, with the difference of that this time Cleopatra has a different appearance, right? Physical appearance. And the government of Egypt refused the idea of that Cleopatra was in any moment, anyway, African. Well, the result of all that the aftermath of the situation, I believe if I had to take a part, right, in the Egyptian part, is their history, and with the government officially, openly, present a suit about against a company because it's doing something they understand. It lacks from historical facts. We gotta take it seriously. But as I said, we cannot surprise about that. It's not the first time, it's not the only thing that's going on. I would consider also, the other day I just noticed a book, it was published. And this book talks about indigenous in the Caribbean, specifically the Taínos. Taínos was the indigenous that existed in the Caribbean, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Cuba, and all the other islands all around. And Taínos was actually indigenous. I don't remember the name of the book, but it was a book that it included in the front cover the picture of supposedly Taínos indigenous. But it have African features. It was pure woman with African facial structure. It is a problem we having. I guess international community have understood that it's necessary in order to have newborns, let's say, new generation, maybe in 10 years or 20 years from now, to have the whole population with a different idea on the history of the world. But I don't know what to say about this situation. It's a situation we should take it seriously. Yes, it's not much we can do. They have the power, we don't have a power. We might be right in some issues. It's this one, for example. But power is very important too. But still, anyway, we have a sector. We have many people. We have even countries still in the fight against this kind of behavior, this kind of changes. Today that doesn't make sense, and we have to understand that. History is history, and until today, it's not that important. I mean, the facts, it's not that important. That's what we can say by what we're watching. Hopefully, we're going to continue gaining momentum in the political arena, just like Netherlands, Argentina, Italy. New government, they come up with the idea rescuing the facts. The facts not only historically speaking, but also in the educational system, social system, and not to mention also politics. Let's see what happens. Let's continue fighting for the facts. Let's continue fighting for moralities and other issues that are very important to all of us. Okay, let's see what happens. This is Jorge Marbor Alvarado Bermudez. Thanks for having me one more time. So you have a nice day, nice afternoon. You have a good night. Bye-bye.